Hello everyone, guys. I wake up today, I open my eyes, I go into my phone and everybody's screaming saying Gary Gensler has resigned. Victory, XRP is not going to be declared a security and this and that and everything in the bull market is starting and I'm like, wait a second. When I hear news like these, I'm like, cannot be. The same as with SEC, saying this. That all these ETFs are not good enough and blah, blah, blah. So that's why I said, guys, relax. Let me do some research. And of course, as soon as I open the internet, what do I find? I find this. US SEC ends rumors, confirms that Gary Gensler is not resigning. And this was just some FUD in the other direction. So it was generated by a fake news generated by AI. But tell me in the comments, guys, if you actually got excited for just 1 second. And every single YouTube channel made a video about it. I was like, before I make a video about it, let me make sure that this is real. Because there is so much fun, there's so much bullshit around. And yes, it was not real. And that's why, when you go into the price of Bitcoin and you look at it and you basically see that we're still moving to the right. When I said that there's going to be an explosion within 24 hours, it actually started happening. I was expecting the move to the upside, but it was stopped by the news from SEC. So that's why we had this dump, this flash crash, but the move actually began. But it was a flash crash. Now we're waiting for what? And I think that we're waiting for the market to open. I think we're waiting for the new week. Because recently on the weekends, the moves have been quite sluggish. So that's why. But on a good note, which in my opinion isn't really that big of a deal. Certainly if we saw really Gary Gensler resigning, I think that the crypto market would have pumped much more. And we saw a small break above this resistance, the one that actually we broke above before, retested it real nicely. That's why I was saying that hopefully we're going to be actually breaking 31.2. This is what we wanted. And then we had this flash crash and we got supported by this, general support of this wedge. And now kinda we're breaking above this resistance here again, but there isn't much volume. And it is just in general incredibly boring. And the same thing goes for every single other chart. And this is just the only hopium that we've had for Gary Gensler to actually resign. But what I want you guys to pay attention to in the background, certainly Gary Gensler resigning would have been a huge victory for us, and it certainly would have been incredibly positive. But what I want you to focus on something that is not in any way less positive than Gary Gensler resigning. I think that this what I'm about to show you is even more positive. And this is something that is happening in the background. This is something that not too many people notice. That is, as an example, that Bitcoin is seeing significant upward trend and accumulation. And this means that a lot of people are accumulating. The accumulation is not slowing down. It actually is increasing in light of everything we're saying. Then the next thing, if we're going to look at this is the shrimp cohort. This is basically the accumulation from the shrimp. It is also increasing to the upside. So actually, we've looked at it before in econometrics, and we've seen that there was this big article that Bitcoin whales are actually buying this rally. And there was a lot of data, and you can check it out on econometrics, as for all the different cohorts that they're actually buying in. Not every single one, but most of them. And the same thing if we, for example, gonna take a look at Bitcoin inflows and the supply on crypto exchanges. This is since 2020, Bitcoin reserves on central exchanges dropped over 30%. People are hodling their coins, not wanting to sell, according to CryptoQuant. So this is the orange one, is the price of Bitcoin, and the blue one is the addresses inflow to the exchanges. So it actually is dropping, not certainly because of the FTX situation, but in general as well, as the power of Bitcoin and as the actual narrative of Bitcoin being the true proprietary rights and everything that Bitcoin was actually built for. Certainly people are going to start to love it more and more and more and understand what it is and what it is that they're holding, which makes them more resilient to actually sell it despite of all the FUD. And that's why it's not on the exchanges, because people are not going to sell. That's why it's in cold storage, in wallets, etc. So this is what really matters right now, guys, and this is what really shows the health of the Bitcoin network. And if you compare all the numbers and the hash rate and the livelihood of the actual ecosystem of the blockchain itself, of Bitcoin, you will see that it's a lot healthier, a lot stronger, and a lot more adopted and used than it was back at when it was at $70,000 and $69,000. So this means that right now that the current price is about 30, and I'm not even talking about the price of 15 where we went down after the FTX collapsed. This is ridiculously undervalued in terms of the Bitcoin value itself. It's hard to put value on it, but you get what I mean. So also, besides this, what I want you to look is this. This is what basically I just spoke about. The HODL model, the available supply as percentage of the total supply. And the available supply of Bitcoin has been steadily going down since 2020. Look, and currently at the available supply, we are down at like the levels of 2000 and what is this? 15, 16, 17, and it keeps actually going down. And guess what, guys? It will keep going down. And remember that halving is coming up, so the miners will be actually injecting half less of Bitcoin. So the price has to go up at some point to actually compensate for this effect. This is how the Bitcoin has been built. That's why for all the naysayers, I always say, guys, before you make any conclusions, before you sound like the dumb money, please do some research. Actually read the Bitcoin white paper. The question for you, have you actually read it? For me, yes, I've read it, and I know what I'm investing in. I know the power of it. The only thing that can put Bitcoin in the ground is if it was somehow created by the Russians or North Koreans or something, something that would actually put, huge doubt into it. That's the only thing. Or all countries at once coming together and banning it, and we know this isn't going to happen because countries cannot agree on even simplest things, and not like banning a multi-trillion-dollar industry. So the only reasons are these two, and they're not happening, not anytime soon. So if they don't happen, then I'm just not worried about Bitcoin one bit. But certainly, in the short-term perspective, we finally really want to see this wedge break above and close the price above 31,200, which would be very useful for us because then we would actually flip this technical level 31,200. And guys, if you want to learn how to trade properly, number one, join Bybit and claim up to $30,000 in initial deposit bonuses down in the description in this video. And my Bybit trade, actually the last one that I showed you in the previous video, it's open. It's a small trade. It's only like 5 Bitcoin. And currently it's racking in only like about $2,500 in profits. But because I didn't open the whole trade, I wanted to kind of build it. I thought it was going to go lower on this fear of SEC talking about the ETF applications. But so far, we're just dangling along. So if we're going to move up with just this trade, that's fine as well for me. So again, you want to claim cool bonuses over on Bybit, link down in the description of this video. Also, BitGet, no KYC, up to $8,000 initial deposit bonuses. And check out this quick tutorial as to how to trade Bitcoin with proper risk and money management. Even if you know if you think you know how to trade, you will still learn quite a lot from this tutorial. So check it out. And unfortunately, this FUD is not real today. FUD of Gary Gensler actually resigning, but hopefully someday. Peace and love. That was Stay smart, stay rich, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.